And we are live. Hello, everyone. I have with me today creator and Substack superstar Claudia Faith, who's joining me today for another episode of the Substack Writers Salon. And Claudia is a social entrepreneur, and she started Substack with zero audience, and then she scaled to 10 over 10K subscribers in 1 year, doing that part time. She teaches writers how to do community building, newsletter growth, and how to use AI tools that will 10x your output. All right. Claudia, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and for joining me today. And I'm excited to learn from you. So, since you're the expert when it comes to newsletter growth, especially Substack growth. Um, so, Claudia, I think my first question is I've seen a lot of posts and questions about how Substack is changing.
Mm.
And what do you think we should expect from Substack in 2026, and how should we kind of adapt to the upcoming growth in order to continue growing on the Substack?
Yeah, good question. Thanks for having me, that you allow me to be here. It's always cool to talk with people and get to know them over Substack Live. Um, I mean, my first answer would be, I just wrote an article or a post about like what to expect from Substack in 2026. But having said and written that, honestly, nobody knows, right? I don't even know if the founders know what's going to happen in 2026. All we know is that, the platform is changing, it's adapting, it has huge venture capital funds in its cap table. So yeah, we don't know what really to expect, other than it will change. But I think what is for sure is that if you want to grow on Substack, a good idea is to really let people into your experience, into your journey, into your path, share what makes you unique, what makes you you. I think that's a safe bet, and I think that's what's going to help you grow also in 2026.
Hmm. So, what made you go to Substack? Like, what was your background before starting building on Substack? What was the shift for you? So, you said you moved there, you built an audience. What happened?
Mm. Yeah, so basically last year I started writing online. So this is not my background. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my startup actually. And last year we had to slow down a little bit because it's a health tech startup and we had to do a clinical trial. And it finally allowed me to start my solopreneurship journey and like write online. And I started on Medium because
Mm.
I think I've been wanting to write for Medium on like over 10 years ago. I read an article and it kind of made me say like, yeah, I want to do this. Never found the time, never really knew how to start, what to write about. Um, but then last year I did. And all the big writers and creators on Medium basically said, if you're starting from zero right now, don't do it here, do it on Substack. And so I said, okay, I'm going to give it a try. I tried it. For about 1 or 2 weeks, I deleted it because I hated it. And then I went back to Medium. Said like, okay, so again, people writing about Substack. So I went back on Substack again and decided to stay. Finally figured out how to really use it. And yeah, that's how it started.
So in that was last year. So in 1 year you grew to, I'm looking at your account now, it's 11,000 subscribers. So what is your secret? I've been on Substack on and off like for 3 years maybe, and I'm only like at 5K. So so how did you manage to get all of these subscribers in such a record time?
Yeah. I think to be very fair and transparent, my first growth came from, I was writing about writing. I was documenting my journey, right? So my target group and audience was writers who are 100% on Substack. Everybody who's on Substack is like a writer and creator, at least in the last couple of years. So I had an advantage of growing, right? Just because of the target group. Um, but then I also think I mean, I really put a lot of time and energy in it. I didn't give up the first 6 months, which are kind of the hardest. You know, if you don't see growth, if you don't see interaction within those first couple of weeks or months, it's kind of easy to give up. Um, but I really said, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna stick and I'm gonna just really share my own learnings, share my thoughts, share my experience, and try to be as human as possible. And that's the trick. It's not magical, really.
Mm. So, are you currently like a full-time creator now? And because no, you're not. So, do you
No.
like what do you have another job or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I still have my healthcare startup. In the meanwhile, things picked up. We have our clinical trial results. So I do it as much as I can, as I have time, but I still have my startup in healthcare. Yeah.
Hmm. So I read a piece that you wrote in which you looked at your income stream and you sort of freaked out because you realized most of your income stream is coming from Substack.
Mm.
And um, why did that scare you?
First of all, you're very up to date. I think I posted that like an hour ago, so that's impressive. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it, yeah, I mean, it did scare me because I thought I see the changes in Substack, right? And I had a very, very slow summer. I didn't do anything different, but apparently the algorithm, the platform changed. So all of a sudden I was like, like I have so little influence. I mean, always Substack claim is you own your audience. But the audience that you're owning, they're already like paying customers with you. And at some point they also have their limits. So you still need to get new people on board. You need to grow. You need to get better reach. Um, and in this slow summer, I felt like something shifted and I didn't want to be depending on one platform. Yeah. But let me ask if it's okay. Can I also ask a little bit about you? Because I'm
Sure.
also curious about your
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
Do you do this full time? Like, what's your background story?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So I am a full-time writer and a solopreneur. I have my own small media shop, and most of my income comes from ghostwriting. So I ghostwrite mostly memoirs and newsletters, and I also do book coaching. In addition to selling my digital products, which includes books, I have a couple of books published, courses, some digital products on Gumroad. And also, as a trained journalist, I still get paid to publish in publications. So, like magazines, book reviews. So, that's basically where my income streams come from. Substack is, in terms of like the subscription and all of that, like it's very minimal for me, and it's mostly for audience growth and community building. But most of like my leads and clients, they don't come from Substack, they come from LinkedIn actually. So my strategy is to build an audience on Substack and get leads and clients from LinkedIn. So that's basically how I've been doing it. I'm
Mhm.
trying, and see how it works. But so far, it's been okay. I mean, I pay my bills, so that's good.
Yeah. And wait, if you say that you're on Substack to build community, how do you do that?
So mostly, I know everyone keeps saying notes, notes, notes. For me, most of my community building came from live interviews like these. And I realize one of the things is, as a trained journalist, I love to interview people and comes to me very naturally. And I also run a podcast. And I think when people see you on video and like sense your energy, hear you talk, it completely shifts everything for them. And they're more likely to follow your work and subscribe to you. Like you want your audience to like you, right? And writing a post is not necessarily a way for your audience to like you. I
Mm,
mean, they can say, she probably wrote this via AI, whatever, but it's going live and people like understanding you, like hearing my accent, seeing how I look, how I interact, how is my energy level. I think that was for me the biggest growth that came was from going live. And I recently also started doing office hours, inspired by David, who I see here. Hi, David. I've seen David going doing office hours every Friday, and I like that. So, plus all these clips that Substack has been creating, I thought it's been amazing. So I take these clips
Yeah.
and I put them everywhere, like LinkedIn. I put them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and then they go back to Substack. Then the audience grow, and then when the audience grow, I mean, I can give them as much value as possible. And then if they're interested in my product, if they want to do book coaching, that's good. But for me, the main focus was the community building.
Mm.
I still have a lot to do when it comes to the chat threads. I have not mastered that, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But what about you? Where have you seen most of the growth coming from?
Um, I mean, I think for me, it has been in my Substack journey so far, it has been pretty much 50% notes and 50% recommendations. I think
Mm,
those are the two biggest growth drivers for me. Um, but having said that, and also what you just said, I think going forward to 2026, those live sessions, so videos, even audio and podcasts, but mostly really video, I think in those lives
mm,
are going to
yeah.
be a main driver. I mean, you see how much Substack is pushing this now. As we tried, it's still a bit buggy, but you know that they have like the live feature now on the desktop, so on the computer. Before it was only on the phone. It's just something that they roll out at the beginning of this year anyway, as a new feature. And now it's on the laptop and I think they're going to push it out more and more. They also want to have people scroll through the clips, on Substack being a little bit more addictive even.
Mm.
You can like it or not like it, but at the end of the day, I think this is where the platform is going. So good for you that you're liking those live sessions because I think that's going to help you grow a lot in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, like how in the beginning people can be a bit camera shy, but it took me like a couple of years just to stop caring and not worry about like what people think. Because like as a woman, always have this like, how do I look? People tell you you're fat, whatever.
Mm.
All of those like insecurities. But like when you just stop caring and be yourself, and I think many people are in the same boat, and they love like seeing you talk about that. Um, okay, so I'm gonna switch gears a bit and ask you about AI. And I know you're very big into AI, and that you even like co-founded a company that is like AI centric. So I would like to know a bit, how do you use AI day to day, especially when it comes to growing your newsletter and your community? And what
Mhm.
what are the tools that you use, and what is your strategy?
Yeah. I mean, so I think AI is a tool, right? At the end of the day, you can use it, you cannot use it. Um, but it's a tool that can essentially just make your life easier, also as a creative and a writer. Um, I personally, so I actually have this second publication that's called now it's called Level Up with AI. It used to be the AI Soloist before it had another brand name. But basically, I wanted to document and share with the world how I'm using AI for writing my newsletter. Um, but I think there's just so much you actually should do when it comes to creative work with AI. Which is why now I've rebranded it and called it Level Up with AI because I still want to help solopreneurs and individuals using AI for their workflows. But I see more and more need actually for companies to really use AI and for managers and C-levels and everybody in companies where you have really those standardized workflows. I come from healthcare, so there are so many regulated processes where I think like, wow, AI can have such a huge impact. So it's something that I'm super excited about and going into 2026 with that mission for myself. Um, but how I use AI is, yeah, basically in two ways. I mean, I love creating prompts that make my life a bit easier. So I use Claude mostly for, I have projects inside Claude that help me outline and help me template my posts, right? My article posts. Then I
Mm.
have, yeah, then I use it for image generation to, summarize my article and create a fitting header image. For this, I use Gemini and Nano Banana. Also just started using that recently, but it blew my mind. It's amazing. It's really super cool. Those two tools I mainly use. I mean, I used to use Midjourney also for image and video creation. Um, I use ChatGPT, yeah, and Canva. Um, yeah, but my most regular tools are, I would say, Gemini and Claude.
Hmm. So you mentioned you have project with templates. Can you a bit just let's I want to get into the weeds, right? So how do you do that?
Yeah, so basically in Claude, you can create basically like a folder, right? And in this folder, you can feed the AI past posts from you, templates that you like that you use for yourself, and you can all put it inside and say like, hey, if I give you notes for a new post that I want to write, please create like a template structure for it. And then it does. It gives you like a title idea. It gives the outline. This is your hook. I recently, last week, I created a hook generator so that you start really with some interesting facts and interesting insight into your article. Um, and all very much just based on what I've learned and how I used to do it manually. And now it just has this AI has my information and can create it automatically for me.
Hmm. And how did you teach yourself all of these tricks when it comes to AI? Like, how do you keep updated with? Like, I heard about Nano Banana, I think maybe last week, and I'm still trying to figure out how it works. But like, how do you? But it seems that you've been using Nano Banana for a while. So how are you keeping up with all the AI tools and how you're teaching yourself?
Yeah. I mean, exactly because I had this problem as well is why I co-founded this project that you also mentioned in the beginning. It's called Coursera. And me and two other creators that I met also through Substack, Michael
Mm.
Simmons and Joel Salinas, um, all very big on AI, very seeing the opportunities, seeing of course the challenges also, but mostly having this problem of like, okay, AI is overwhelming us all in so crazy ways. There are new tools, new updates, new everything coming every single day. How do you keep up with it? Um, and so we created Coursera where we invite on a weekly base AI creators who focus on specific topics, who stay on top of their niche, on top of their, whatever they're experts for. And we invite them for 2 sessions to basically, for 2 weeks in a row, showcase how they use AI on a daily basis. And they share their screens, they show you how they implement things. And it's very cool. I'm really passionate about this project, Coursera, because it's exactly the problem basically that you just asked, like how do you stay on top of things?
Yeah, I mean, you're solving a big problem now. So if I click on Coursera now, I'm looking at the desktop. So it's a publication within Substack. Is
It's
that it?
I mean it's a publication, but that's just how we promote it. It's basically an AI community that sits on another platform. It's Kajabi, and you can buy access to it, and then
Ah,
you basically on Substack it's just to promote it.
so people find it on Substack, and then they have to go to. And how much are you charging for it, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, for sure. It's $70 dollars a month or 720 a year. But the creators that we have inside, their paid subscribers get a 50% discount. So for example, I'm a creator in Coursera. So now if you're subscribed as a paid member to either Wonder Wealth or Level Up with AI, you get a 50% discount. So then it would be 60 per month or 360 per year.
Mm. That's a good incentive for people to subscribe to your newsletter. And what do you offer in this community of like the AI writers community?
In Coursera or
Yeah, and Kazara, yeah.
yeah. I mean, Kazara is weekly, is really what so we invite different AI creators. So some really famous ones who are just doing excellent work right now. They're all on Substack. So far, our AI creators are all on Substack.
Like what?
Um,
Like who? If you can give me
uh,
examples.
yeah, for sure. So we have Window is on board. He's like a really high, like fast growing AI creator. We have Jeremy Kaplan from Wonder Tools,
Mm,
100,000 subscribers, huge as well. We have Max Bernstein, we have Jonas Bradbart, more technical creators, but also really great. Yeah, we have a lot. And the cool thing is that we don't stop with one cohort, but every week we're adding new creators, in different fields. So now we have an AI creator track. But next year we're going to start one focusing only on AI marketing, then one only on AI video production, on AI leadership and strategy. So yeah, so it's going to grow. And with one, you can just buy one membership. You don't need to buy it for the single tracks, but with one membership, you would get access to all of it.
hmm. And how many members do you currently have on Kazora?
Yeah, we just started it in basically in November. So right now we have 60 people inside.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, yeah,
That's
and it's
that's pretty
yeah, and it's
big.
yeah. I mean, we hope that it's gonna get bigger because we really believe in it. I think it's such a cool mission because it's also you can come there with any question that you have, right? That's the idea. We have like monthly so far. So I'm talking about it like it's like a long year project already, but we just started it. So the idea is that we have monthly community calls. Last Friday we had our first community call, and people can show up, show us what they're building, show us or tell us what they want to build. They get feedback. They can ask questions. So it's really, yeah, it's really to not be overwhelmed and kind of like stay on the timeline of how AI develops, just with people who are also interested in it.
Hmm. So technical question, why did you choose Kajabi for your community rather than like people use I mean, I use Kajabi for my products, but I'm curious, why did you build the community on Kajabi and not on like Circle, which is like very popular these days?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'm still not sure if we're actually so happy with Kajabi, to be honest. So we don't. Maybe at some point we still have to switch, but right now, as we have those recorded videos. You know, for every session, every creator who's coming in, gives a live talk, but it's recorded, so people can go through those tracks, and we wanted it to be, or the vision is to really have those AI tracks for different niches. So it's not just like one big community, but there are classes to it. There are community calls, there are matchmaking. Like the vision is so big that I think an only community platform would not be sufficient for it.
I see. That's interesting. Okay, so I want to go back to a question when I asked about your income streams, which you wrote
Mm.
about like an hour ago. Can you walk us through your income stream? You know, if you're comfortable, and where is everything coming from, and what do you learn this year that you're gonna change for next year?
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's so my paid subscriptions and my coaching calls, they make still 50% of my income. So Substack and the coaching that comes from it is still a big part. The other ones are so you like typical ones such as courses, then digital products, as said, like coaching packages. But also new is so tools that I build now with AI and that people can buy. And then also co-founded projects like Coursera, right? Like um those things also start to add and bring money. And in my 2026, that's also something I would like to focus on more. I want to do less one-on-one coachings. I want to move a little bit away from having my time linked to like you have in coaching calls, like time linked to reimbursement. And I want to do more collaborative work. So more things like Coursera, more things where I create connections with other creators in that I find inspiring, that I find motivating to work with. Um, do more project-based work. And then also I do want to tackle what I said before, this corporate angle, because I love working with individual and solopreneurs, but especially in the AI field, I do think tackling companies will be a big next thing for me next year. So that's where I'm going.
Hmm. And how are you going to do that?
Mm. I mean, that's a great question, and I think there is where my LinkedIn comes more into play. So I've been chatting a lot recently with Kamel Bank. He's a big AI person on Substack who's really focusing on helping CEOs and managers bring AI workflows to their companies. And I started learning from him already, seeing him kind of as my mentor in this because he has been so successful in it. And he goes to companies, he does AI assessments, and then he offers implementation packages. Um, so that's pretty much that's I find it super inspiring. That's kind of where I want to go, but I do need to build up my LinkedIn more for that because that's where I have my more corporate network.
Hmm. So what would you offer these corporations, like AI tools for productivity or for writing or for newsletters? Like, what is your product that you're gonna sell?
Yeah, no, I think it's first gonna be really like an assessment, like seeing how ready are they. That will, yeah. So first it's an AI assessment. Where do they use AI? Where do they not use AI? Do the managers use it? Is it secret to use it? Is it a cultural thing? So first of all, you have to understand how well equipped are those companies already. And that's the first thing. And then you can offer them different packages. You can, sell your own services to them. You can see if you can build something for them, if they have to build something for themselves, if it's things like implementing AI, easier workflows over using note takers over, there are so many little things, but yeah, so that's the idea. I haven't done it yet, right? So that's just something I've learned so far from people who have done it. That's my vision to do it. Yeah.
That's fun. So you mentioned that you do coaching calls. What kind of coaching calls you do, and how do you get those coaching calls? Do you reach out like via DMs to subscribers and pitch them, or do they come to you?
No, usually they come to me. I mean, every now and then, what I used to do is write a promotional email, say like, "Hey, I am offering coaching calls here. I have like X spots, like 3 or 5 spots, for the next month. Would you like to join? Then you can book it here." But most of them actually reached out on their own. So I have like a web page where I offer them and people can buy those packages. Um, this year I also made a learning. I did offer like group coachings, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it. I think I had like two different levels inside. And two, yeah, point was it didn't really work out. So I went away from group coaching and back to one-on-one coaching. And it's nice, but as said, I don't want to focus on that so much anymore in 2026. I will do it probably with like limited people, but it's not going to be my main focus.
What do you coach them on?
Yeah. Basically I mean, the standard one is helping them set up with their Substack, helping them set up a community, helping them set up their newsletter for growth. The second package I offer is more on monetization. How do you really monetize your words? How can what are different options? I help them create roadmaps. Then the third one is really more into really setting up a business and making this and doing proper marketing techniques and marketing strategies and promotion. Because at the end of the day, there are so many talented
Sure.
writers out there that I guess but oh,
Yeah,
bless you.
thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but they don't really like self promotion, so that's something I help them with.
Hmm. You mentioned that you create AI tools. What kind of
Mm.
AI tools do you create? And how do you create them?
Yeah, I mean, I create them. I vibe code it. I mean, I use tools. I use, for example, Cursor for it, uh, where I create like I don't know. I did like some extension tools that help you with your Substack messaging, right? Like it automates messages that you can send out. you can, I mean, that's a thing I did, but there are other things I've been working on. They are not live yet. Goes more into image creation and design around it. Um, yeah, that's something I've been vibe coding with AI basically.
So you knew coding before, or did you teach yourself coding, or how did that happen?
I mean, so with AI, pretty much anybody can code because you just have to tell them like, what to do. But I do also have a little bit of a background in coding. I do it like, yeah, actually in machine learning and but really basics. I'm by no means a software engineer. But I do have some basic skills there, which come in handy. But again, like for vibe coding, like coding with AI, you don't need any coding skills.
So what? Sorry, I missed the name of the tool that you use to code to create AI tools. What do you use?
A cursor,
A cursor.
cursor, just cursor.
Cursor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's people can use it. So you have an idea for an AI tool. You give it the prompt, and it create the AI tool for you, and then
Yeah,
you can sell it.
basically. Yeah.
Huh.
Do
This is
you use AI tools or like I feel like you're
me.
very interested in AI. So tell me about your AI story.
I use AI all the time.
Yeah.
So I use AI a lot for writing, of course. I use ChatGPT, Claude. I like Grok a lot. I think Grok is probably the best, but I know like people don't like it because of the controversy around Elon Musk and X and all that stuff. But if you put that aside, Grok is pretty good. Um, and these are for like the writing, for hooks, for titles, for marketing. And I have projects as well.
Mhm.
And I use AI a lot for editing, for video editing. I use Riverside, and it has all the AI for editing. You use text editing for videos, and then it creates those clips for you. And now recently, AI can even create B-rolls for you, so I don't have to look for a B-roll. So it makes video editing really like fun and easy. Instead, for me, it was something I really hated because it was such a took a long time. Um, yeah, I use Canva, Gemini, and Nano Banana. So, I've been like trying to play with it. Yeah, but I'm not someone who is shy or like let's say ashamed of using AI, because some people, there's like two groups of people who like writers say I would never use AI. I
Mhm.
am, someone who's like very pure when it comes to writing. For me, I use it a lot. And I'm not worried about losing my voice because that's something like as a trained journalist, that is something always that I focus on when I write anything. So AI for me, it kind of brainstorm, gives me idea, helps me with research. Sometimes it comes up with better headlines. um Also, it helps a lot with the marketing copies. I think when it comes to copy marketing, and especially, I'm not a trained marketer, so AI really helped me with that, and it can help me create funnels. But yeah, I use AI a lot, and that if you like you won't be replaced by AI. Like your job, you won't lose your job by AI, but you would lose your job for someone who knows how to use AI.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so it's extremely important to learn it. And the movement of stay away from AI, I think is eventually is gonna fade, because like remember when you use a Word document, you have the spell check, right? And the spell check is a form of AI. How come nobody rebelled against it as they're
Yeah.
rebelling against AI now? Or like Grammarly, like think of Grammarly. There was not a huge outcry against Grammarly. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, that's why I'm just very interested in AI. And the other thing for me is I am like extremely stretched time wise. I have 3 kids. I run my own business. You know, I play the violin and I take music pretty seriously, and I perform and stuff. So my time is like really limited, and like I would look for any AI tool that can save me time. And
Mm,
so it's
yeah.
basically for me out of survival, like it's survival mode
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, so that's my story with AI. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. I used to play the violin also as a kid.
Ah,
And then,
really? Ah, good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really nice. And then I pivoted to the drums.
Ah, wow, fun. Ah, okay, okay. So, uh, okay. So you're like I feel you're always on Substack, you know? You're you're probably more than me. Like you're always posting notes and you're posting posts and you're going live and saying how much time like a week do you spend on this, or a day, or how does your day look like as someone who's a serial entrepreneur?
Yeah, actually not that much to be honest. I mean, I go on Substack in the morning. I post I go through my messages and my notifications. I answer people who write me. Then I post my 3 to 4 notes. Um, I welcome new subscribers with messages. And
Ah, you
then
do? Yeah.
yeah, and then
Th-
but I use my tool for that. Um,
what's your tool? What's your
yeah,
tool?
it's this automated messages just to welcome people. Like yeah, the website is called writewithtools.com, and there you can just buy this Chrome extension, and it just helps you to
Ah.
welcome new people. Yeah.
Ah, that's
Um,
a cool one. It's called Write with Tools.
yeah, Write with Tools.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you write about that in your Substack?
No, because some people don't like it if you automate messages so much. So I mean, I did it in the beginning, I did it manually. And Substack for that is insanely slow because it takes like a while to load each message. And if
Mm.
you grow by, I don't know, by 100 people a day or so, then you just cannot do it. So yeah, that's what I do. And then what I do is I come back in the afternoon to Substack and I restack my own notes, which literally takes 30 seconds to do. And then I write
Okay.
a post on Tuesday for Wonder Wealth and on Wednesday for Level Up with AI and Quizora. And that's about it. So really not that much time.
Mm. So, how do you come up with ideas for notes, and how do you attract attention with notes? I mean, my notes do like few likes here and there, but like
Yeah.
nothing major. And what is yeah? So, what is your notes process?
My notes process is that I mean, first of all, I love to, and I want to do that more because I kind of gave that up a little bit, but really focus more on sharing my experience, sharing my journey, sharing more about me personally. Like people really like that. And even if it doesn't bring you a direct paid subscriber, it helps you to create trust, right? Like on the
Mm.
weekend, I went to a Christmas market for the local shelter here, and I just recorded all the gifts that people brought um, because yeah, it moved me and I wanted to share that. And it has nothing to do with what I teach online, but it has to do with me. And I shared it and people were very happy and it just connects you with people, helps you create trust. And so I want to do more of that again. So that's one part. But then also really share what I write about in my posts. Um, I did create actually an AI a prompt for it. It kind of summarizes your post and creates like, I don't know, 10 to 15 different notes based on that post because that's work you've done already and you can just reuse it. So that's
Mm.
something I've been also doing to then, yeah, kind of connect my content with posts and notes, but share a lot of authentic moments and stories of my own life in between.
Mm. Do you have a tool that schedule notes?
Mm-mm. No, I know that people do it. Maybe I do it. I'm not against it, but so far I felt like I'm mostly just feeding then my notes. I mean, people can run through scrape Substack anyway and get my notes, but I don't know. It didn't feel right for me until so far. Like it works also just by writing them in the morning myself.
Mm. Do you use a certain like an AI agent for notes that helps you create notes, or you just do it manually?
No, I have my Claude project for it with the prompt that I shared in my publication, in my AI publication.
Okay.
Yeah, so that runs, but yeah, I mean, it creates those notes, then I adjust them, then I post them. So there are manual steps in that process.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, okay. What are your main focus for 2026? I think you answered that you want to focus on corporate. Any other things you want to focus on for your business in general and as a solopreneur? Is now the main focus Substack, or do you do other stuff besides Substack and LinkedIn?
No, it's actually only Substack. LinkedIn is going to come in 2026, but at the moment it's really only Substack. And for my 2026, I do want to do more lives. I do want to do more video. I just think, like, as you said before, it helps you connect differently to people. And if they hear you, they see you, it's such a different story. Um, so definitely that, and then connect more with other creators, with other writers, with other people who are excited about building projects. I think that's just something I really enjoy, and that's gonna be my 2026. What about you? What's your 2026 look like?
What is my 2026? I think I want to focus more on building the Substack as a community. So I want to focus on. I just started my first masterclass. It's free for the paid subscribers, and if anyone wants to join, they just pay $17. And then the idea is you can pay $17 once, or you can just become a member and you get all these webinars for free. So that's kind of my marketing strategy. I just launched that yesterday. Nobody signed up yet, which is fine. But uh, my paid subscribers will get that for free. But I'm gonna start pushing that aspect. Is that when you're a paid subscriber, you not only get like access to posts, but there is more. Like you get the webinars. I also give them two courses for free, and a signed copy of my book. That's another thing. And I also want to focus on the chat aspect of the community where people, and my dream is to have a private community. That's why I asked you about Kajabi versus Circle, all of that. But that will take a while. I think I need to just figure out where, like, to make sure I have enough people that I can convert to a paid community, um and also just get more clients, so to keep the cash flow going. And as you said, it would be great of you have more passive income, like digital products and other, but that's, they sell, but that not that much. So maybe I have to change my marketing efforts to do that, so I can not depend on a services based business, which takes a lot of my time. um but yeah, but that's where I'm headed right now. And of course you adjust, and I'm gonna also double down on the live. So like now I do, well, some weeks I do like 3 or 4 lives a week, which in addition to my podcast. So and it's like a muscle, it's like going to the gym. Like the more you do it, the more you're training, the more comfortable you're at it, the better questions you ask, the you make your guest even more comfortable as well, because you're kind of used to it. And again, and you build trust, and people know who you are instead of that faceless, nameless name that appears in their inbox. So that just changes the whole equation. And I think for me, this happened. We were like at a dinner with friends, and we were just talking about stuff, and they said, Natasha, people need to hear you talk. And when people hear you talk, it's a totally different experience when they see you writing. And it's you're kind of losing some people because they might enjoy your perspective, enjoy your energy, enjoy all of that. And I think that applies to many people as well. Is I think the more you appear on camera, the more you break that barrier, the more you're likely to grow your community. So that was kind of the a big revelation for me.
Mhm.
So for you, who are like the top subscribers that you make sure to read every day and not, like never miss their newsletters? You look forward to seeing their name in your inbox.
Mm. Maybe just for you to know, but I have about 2 minutes left, so then I need to jump.
Okay, sure.
But
All right.
yeah, I mean, I really like to read right now, like people in my Kazara community. So people like Window, like my co-founders, Michael Simmons and Joel Salinas, um, Daria, another AI writer, is great. Camille Bank, like yeah, people who are who are right now. I'm very interested and focused on this AI topic. So they are great creators, and I love to read their newsletters.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this has been really wonderful, Claudia. Thank you so much for joining me. And I actually learned a lot, especially about AI, and I'm sure people learned a lot about it. And for anyone to reach you, they can just go to your Substack, right, and join and maybe join your community. So, for everyone who joined us today, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the Substack Writers Salon. And we hope to see you soon. And thanks again. And until we meet again, bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.